Hello everyone! Greetings from Kharkov, Ukraine. Autumn is finally here. My name is Svetlana Mucha and I am the leading matchmaker and dating coach at Diolli.com. Today I want to bring up a very interesting and I believe a very useful topic. Who pays the bill at the date with the Ukrainian lady? Dear gentlemen, if you ask a Ukrainian lady out on the first date, she will expect you to foot the bill. It's just not in our culture to share the bill after the date. If after the first date with the Ukrainian lady you will ask her to split the bill, first, she will assume that you didn't like her. Second, she will understand that this is a huge disrespect to her. In Ukraine, feminism is still not as strong as in the Western countries, so Ukrainian ladies believe that their only obligation on the first date is to be beautiful. Guys, you would be so much surprised to find out how much time, money and effort Ukrainian ladies invest into the first date with a gentleman. We have conducted a survey among our female members and we have found out that generally a Ukrainian lady spends at least 40 minutes up to 60 minutes right before the date to get ready and up to 5 hours to get ready in total for the date, to make her nails done, to make her hair done, to shop for a new dress, to do her hair, and sometimes even to make a professional makeup and hair right before the date. As you can see, Ukrainian ladies invest not only their time, energy, but also money into the date, into each first date. And they always keep in mind that this first date with a gentleman can lead to nothing. There can be no chemistry, they cannot like each other, so she will have to invest all that time, money and energy again into another date and to repeat all this routine. Last year we have been sponsoring a big event for ladies. There were about 300 ladies there of different age groups, from different professions, and I was also speaking there about matchmaking, about dating, about flirt. And as a sponsor, we were supposed to provide some gifts for the lottery. But we have decided to be more creative and we have suggested to conduct a little competition among the ladies. So we have asked them to share with us the nightmare first date that they ever had. And as a compensation for this nightmare date, we have promised to present them beautiful backpacks with our logo. To our huge surprise, so many ladies were eager to share their nightmare dates. One of the ladies from the audience said that during the date, the gentleman told her that, "Hey babe, you can order not only a drink, but also you can eat something small." Very generous of him, don't you think so? Other ladies in the audience were nodding eagerly because many of them have been in the situation like that. Other lady has shared a nightmare story. She said that she has met this guy online and he has asked her out on Saturday night. So she has spent like half of Friday shopping for the new dress, for new shoes, and half of the Saturday getting ready for the date. She went to the beauty salon to make her nails done, to get the manicure and pedicure, to refresh her haircut. Then she took the taxi to go to another beauty salon to get professional makeup and professional hairstyle. She took a taxi and got back home because at 7 p.m. her date was supposed to pick her up. She didn't have a chance to have some lunch because she was so busy with her beauty procedures. And when at 7 p.m. her date picked her up by his car, you know where he took her? He took her to the coffee shop, similar to Starbucks in the United States. So they were sitting there, they had some coffee and some crappy sandwiches, and he told her all about his witchy ex-wife, about his friends, about the vacation he just had, about all his problems at work. And she was sitting here wearing like a very thin dress, feeling hungry. And at 10 p.m. he told her like, "Well, it was nice, but I live in the working distance from this coffee shop, so I will just walk back home. I won't drive you back home because, like, you know, it doesn't make sense to drive you to the other part of the city." So it's 10 p.m. He just stands up and he walks away from that coffee shop. So here she is, all dressed out with professional makeup, professional hair, hungry and cold. She has tried to call the taxi to get back home, and her phone dies out, so she had to ask staff at that coffee shop to call her a taxi. It starts raining, like in all horror movies, and she's sitting there in that coffee shop. They are about to close. Finally, the taxi arrives. She had to wait for 30 minutes because taxi drivers were not eager to go to that part of the city. And the taxi driver, that fat, ugly guy, he tries to flirt with her and to be funny. And she returns back home. It's about midnight. She's all dressed out. She's hungry as hell. She's sad. She is upset and really disappointed. And 2 days after this hero from her date texts her like, would you like to meet again? Like, would you like to come over to watch a movie? And she's like, no. Now let's make some mess. This guy, he has spent like $20 for 2 cups of coffee and 2 sandwiches at that crappy coffee shop. And she has spent $25 for the taxi to get back home on Friday night. She has spent $80 for the new dress that she has bought especially for this date. She has left about $100 at 2 beauty salons to do her nails, do her hair, to do her makeup, and about $20 in between to get taxi from one beauty studio to another. So you can see that her investment, if we calculate that in money, was so much bigger than his. And we're not even speaking now about emotions that she has invested into that date and about time that she has spent for it. Another lady has shared her nightmare first date with us. She said that a friend of her colleague had asked her out. He has asked her out to the cinema on Friday night. He bought the tickets and he sent them to her by email, which she thought was nice because she knew which movie, to which theater. She was looking forward to the date. Then he sent her a text telling that he knew she would be driving to the cinema and probably she could pick him up on her way to the cinema, so of course she said yes. It turned out when he sent her the address that he lived in the opposite side of the city. So it took her like 15 minutes to drive to his home to pick him up, then another 40 minutes to return back to the cinema. They have watched a movie and after the movie he has suggested to have some drinks. They went to the bar right at the cinema. He had a glass of wine, she had to have water because she was driving and there were no alcohol like virgin drinks. And after that he told her like, can you drive me back home because I have bought the tickets to the cinema, so it would be nice if you also invest into our date. She was too polite to say no. So she drove him back home. On the way back home, he asked her like, do you mind if we stop by the supermarket, like someone which work 24/7 because I need to buy some food? She was too polite to say no again, so she drove him to the supermarket. He went shopping for food. She was waiting for him in the car, and then she was driving him back home and he was like, oh, I want to stop at that bakery to buy croissants. Like midnight, Friday night, and he wants to buy croissants. And this girl, she's spending 30 more minutes driving around to look for some bakery which works at night, at Friday night. Finally, they find the bakery and he doesn't want to buy croissant there because they're not fresh enough for him. So she drops him home and her phone dies off. She can't use Google Maps to get back home and she's lost driving around the new area. When she finally gets back home, her parking spot in front of her apartment building is taken. So she has to drive like 2 blocks away to find a parking place to park her car. She took her stilettos off because she said she was afraid that she will have to run, and she walks back home. She said that when she has closed her apartment door, the first thing she did was pour a glass of wine and then another. And after that she texts that guy, like her date, like she hopes that he made it home safely. He has texted her back only the next morning saying that, sorry babe, I didn't feel any chemistry, so I don't want to see her again. Like, really? Everything is fine with that girl. She became my matchmaking client and I have matched her with a nice guy and they had several dates, so we hope that everything will go smooth between them. Dear gentlemen, if you ask a Ukrainian lady out on the first date, make sure that she is not hungry, she is not thirsty, and she is not cold. I really hope that you want to leave a good first impression and you don't want to be the hero of the nightmare first dates. When you ask a Ukrainian lady out to the restaurant, book the table beforehand because you don't want to take her there just to find out that there is a loud wedding or a birthday party of some teenagers. Also, make sure that you can afford the place, which means you can pay for her and for your food and drinks. Guys, be a gentleman, bring flowers, show her respect. By bringing flowers on the first date with a Ukrainian lady, you show her that this is not just a random date for you, that you actually care about her. Trust me, you will be rewarded with a beautiful smile. Guys, I wish you all only successful, pleasant first dates. I recommend you all to subscribe to our YouTube channel and of course to use professional matchmaking service. With love, Svetlana Mukha from Diolli.com.